Hi everyone, I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but before I start today's video, I would like to present you Teddy Blake's bag. This is like a Italian leather bag and I'm in love with this bag. So when they first contacted me, I was going through their website and I had to make sure I checked it out first before I promoted it, and I'm in love with this bag. I also made sure to get a wallet, pretty matching, and this has been one of my best decisions because I always wanted a camel brown, and this is like so pretty, and I love that they have such nice designs. Like, this is such a unique model. I've never seen one like this before, and it's so spacious, and it's made with real leather, and I am in love. They also have a string to make it long, so you can wear it like a side handbag, and it also has an additional zip which you can use just like any other bags, but I'll show you. I am in love with this bag. I can't wait to transfer all my things into this, but I wanted to make sure you guys get to have a good look of it, and I will also be posting an opening video of it right now. Here are a few things I would like to highlight about Teddy Blake bags and wallets. They have the Dream Designs, which is a team of Italian designers pitched from well-known luxury brands. They have premium Italian leather, which we enjoy when we feel and smell of real leather. Teddy Blake bags are created to withstand the test of time and maintain a luxurious look. It is made by experienced craftsmen working in the same Italian factories as other luxurious brands and following the knowledge gathered from decades of experience in luxurious leather. Teddy Blake is characterized by high quality construction, attention to detail, imaginative design, shape, and durability. They also offer designer handbags with all the key characteristics of any high-end luxurious houses, and removing the $1 to $2,000 added to the handbag for just the label. With Teddy Blake, you can enjoy luxury at a fair price always. I'm really in love with this bag. It's so beautiful. It is something that I really chose by myself. They gave me the choice. They gave even a matching wallet. That's something that I always look forward. A matching wallet for my bag. And I would definitely recommend you guys to go check out the website, which I'll be posting on my comment section and on my description. I love the professionality of this bag because it would look really nice to take to work if you're working in an office, if you're going out with kids who wants to put their snacks, their water bottle, and even it is so handy when you're traveling abroad where you want to put more stuff in your handbag, and if you don't have time to carry it on your hand, you can always put it on your shoulder as well with the extended strap. And I just love the wallet because I've been wanting to get a new wallet, and this bag together just made it so much better. And I love their premium quality package as well. Like, the whole setup was such a beautiful thing, especially if you want to gift it to someone for an anniversary or a birthday or any events. So do check out their collection and let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite color and product. I'm going to be putting the link on my description of this bag from Teddy Blake, New York. And honestly, guys, it's such good material. Like, I'm not a big fan of buying leather stuff, but because I was like, oh, it's peeling off, it's not real leather, but this is a perfect brand. I'm so glad that I was able to partner with Teddy Blake today, and let's carry on with the video. First of all, I want to really apologize to everyone for not posting for almost 2 weeks. I think 10 to 11 days I haven't posted, but I would really like to apologize for that, and thank you all for your patience. So today I'm going to be explaining why I haven't been posting in so long. So this means it's story time. Let me start from the beginning. Okay, so when I first moved in, Leon was around, like my son Leon, he was around 4 months, I think so. Yeah, when I moved into this apartment here, he was around 4 months old. So then what happened was, like, I'd be doing the laundry, taking him everywhere, and I ended up meeting this woman at the laundry room. She came up to me and she was like, "Hi, can you please help me? I don't have my phone with me." And like, she had bruises all over her face. Like, her eyes was bruised, her ears was bruised. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, yeah, I don't have my phone with me, but you can come with me upstairs. So, you could talk to whoever you have to call, the police or whatever it is. So then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna come upstairs. And then she came upstairs, and then she was like, I don't think I should call the police. I have to go. And then she left. And I'm like, okay. But I was kind of concerned, but this is my first time in this new apartment, and I didn't want to make any issues, be part of any problems. So yeah, I was like, okay, let's do one thing. Um, Maybe when you're ready next time, you can give them a call. And then she went downstairs. Once that was done, I was like, okay, maybe she did call the police, whatever. She's probably safe. After a couple days, I see her again. Guess where? At the laundry room again. And I had to like quickly wash a couple small clothes for Liam because he was a small kid, and he'll drool over the milk spilling all over his clothes and everything. So yeah, around like 4.5 months is when all this is happening. So then she was like, I need your help again. Can I please call the police? I cannot do this anymore. My boyfriend's beating me up. He's harassing me, assaulting me. And I'm like, yeah, you should definitely call the police. So then I gave her my phone to call, and she was like, no, no, no. And then she was like, I want to tell you something. I also have a daughter, and she's 5 months old. So like she's like 15 days older than Liam. So yeah, she's almost 5 months old. Your son reminds me of her. I miss her so much. So I'm like, what happened? Like, why do you miss your daughter? She should be at home with you. Is she even safe in there? Because this guy is harassing and assaulting you. And she was like, no, the CPS took my daughter away. So the CPS is Child Protection Service of Canada. So if the if the government feels that your child is not safe with your parents, they have the rights to take the child away from you and make you lose all your parental rights. So apparently when she was fighting with her whatever boyfriend or fiance, whatever it is, the neighbors called the police and the CPS on her, so they took the child away. Then I was like, oh, that is very risky. So she was like, yeah, be careful around that man. He might snitch on you. So don't leave your child unattended. And I'm like, starting to freak out because I'm like, okay, what's going on? I was like, first of all, you need to get help. You look bruised. Like, you need to call the police. And she didn't listen to me again. She went back to this guy. Then one day she comes knocking to my door, and she had her baby with her in her hand. And I was like, okay, I'm going to post that picture right there. Yeah, so she had a baby with her. So apparently she had a supervised visit, and so they waited outside my apartment. Like they didn't want to come inside, but they were there outside my apartment waiting, while Lian and the baby played with each other. They were same age, so they were like, "Oh, this is so nice." She was like, "I wish I could have my child." But I only have supervised visits and all that. So, like, that was kind of very scary for me because you know, it could be something simple and people would think I'm like hurting my son and take him away, right? So I started slowly distancing myself from this woman because I'm like, okay, you don't seem to be really safe. So I started distancing myself slowly. But then I think somebody called the police. I heard a loud noise. Like after this one more time, there was like a loud noise downstairs, like because she lived right below my house. And I heard a loud noise, and I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? Like, I was kind of worried, but it was in the middle of the night. And again, I don't want to get involved with any police things because back then I was a student too. So, anything that could affect my residency situation, I was kind of scared. So I was just like being quiet. And of course, like, I mentioned this to you know, my husband then, but I never told the whole thing, what happened, because apparently whatever I say is it's always my fault. I don't know how, but anything that happens is always my fault. So um, before I knew about all this assault and stuff, I've seen them, downstairs and everything, and then there was times when they needed me to open the door because the guy would ring my doorbell to open the door because he'd be like, oh, I think my girlfriend's busy, she's not opening the door. And I'm like a fool, I also open the door because I'm like, oh, maybe he forgot to take the keys or whatever. So I have even helped opening their door. And this girl actually intentionally didn't open the door because she didn't want him there because he was beating her up. So when I opened the door, apparently he went and he beat her up because he was mad at her for not letting him in. So yeah, after so many multiple complaints from everyone, those people were kicked out. And before he was kicked out, like after all this, police situation happened, he tried ringing my bell, and I was like, I'm sorry, I can't open the door because I'm not comfortable. And like he kept ringing because you can talk. There's like an option where you can like, I'll post that too. Yeah, if you had seen that, so you can either talk, listen, or ring the doorbell. There's three options. So I pressed the talk, I talked to him, and then I listened, and he was all yelling, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so scary because like I'm living alone with a child, so I always made sure I locked my door because I'm like, what if he's mad at me for some reason? And he comes to hurt me or whatever. Like, what if at some point I don't know, open the door, he stabs me or something because he's a really violent man. So then I had to report to Musha Housing Authority, which is where I live, that this is not safe. And they had already received so many complaints by then. So then yeah, they were kicked out, and till date I don't know what happened to the baby. I'm pretty sure she doesn't have the baby. But after the police questioned her if he hurt her, and she said no. This is the thing with toxic relationship, because you can literally see bruises, but she never filed, she never pressed charge because she was scared that I don't know, maybe she still loves him or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, she lost custody of her child, and I don't even know if she has supervised visit now because it's been almost like 3.5 years since I've seen her. So that was the first situation, right? So then I started distancing myself from everyone in this apartment because like could be anything, like me running down to throw the garbage or something, and they're gonna be like, oh, child neglect, whatever. I don't want to lose my son. I raised him all by myself, And yeah, so I didn't want people to be in my business, so I started keeping a distance from everyone. So that's why if you notice that I'm not really, in any videos, you should have never seen me hanging out with my neighbors or anything. And this is one main reason. So now a little bit of time passed. I think Lian was around like 7-8 months old. And I was like, okay, let's do one thing. Let's go downstairs for something. I don't know. I went to check the mailbox. I went to check the mailbox, and I seen this woman. She's probably like 10 to 15 years older than me, and she's not an English speaker, so that's not her language, so she speaks broken English, which is totally fine because that's everyone who speaks broken language always has a primary language that they speak, right? So I met this woman, and her son was, I think, 2 months younger than Lian. And yeah, so she was like, oh, can my son play with your son, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, sure, like whenever I have free time I can bring him over. So then she was also in the floor, one floor down. So then she, I would go there, and whenever I go there, I always helped her with whatever she needed. I have helped her drill the wall, fix her curtains, I've helped her order stuff online. I've even spent more than I should. Like for example, like if she wanted something and I'm going to another place, and if it's like $20, she'd probably give me only like 10 or 15, and I'd spend the rest. And like most of the time I don't even ask unless it's like way too much. But then she started fully depending on me, like more like demanding. Like for example, there was this one time I came back from work, and she was like, she just walked in, like she came to my apartment, and I had opened the door to put the garbage bag out, and then I came back inside to go get the child so I can go throw the garbage and go outside, and she just walked into my apartment. I'm like, excuse me, like you didn't even ask. And she was like, yeah, the door was not locked, so I'm coming in, so I need your help doing this. And I'm like, what the hell, like you can't just walk into my apartment whenever you feel like. So then she was like, oh, well, I need help with this. Like, she just acted like what she did was not wrong, you know? So then slowly I started getting uncomfortable. Then she would come over to, spend time with her kid, and then she, she would take my son's toys, and because her son likes it, she would be like, oh, I'm taking this home. And I'm like, you can't just take it home. I bought it with my money, and that's Liam's toy. Like, he's not comfortable with you taking, because he started crying and he was angry and mad and upset. And then she was like, oh, I'll bring it back. And then she would never bring it back. And then whenever I go there, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is his toy. And I try to take it back, and she doesn't allow me to even do that. Then, like, there was this one time when I had to go out somewhere, and I came back, and, like, I think she called me like 5 times. Like, I was literally driving, and I didn't want to touch my phone. And she kept calling me 5 times. And by the time I even got home and it was raining heavily, she came outside and she was like, I need you to go buy me this. I'm like, were you like stalking me till I got home? So I was like, I'm not going right now. And then she was just standing there and yapping and yapping and yapping, and like didn't even allow me to go inside the apartment. It's raining. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I took that thing I went to buy. Again, it was like, she gave me like $25. And the thing that she wanted was like $35. And I'm like, okay. I called her and she was like, yeah. And then when I got home, she never paid me. So like, once or twice is fine. It just kept happening and happening at least 5 to 6 months. It kept just happening where, like, to a point where you just don't want to like even talk to her, then, because at this point I'm just being used for everything. Like, or like if she wants to go somewhere, she just come and be like, can you watch my son? And then she'd be gone for like 2-3 hours, and I'm like, bro, I never said I was going to watch your son for this long. I thought you wanted to just go down to the store or something. Yeah, and then she'd just leave, and I'm like, you gotta come get your child. I have things to do. My son sleeps at 8:39, and you're just having your son here till like 11 o'clock, which is interrupting my son too, So yeah, it got to a point where like every time she wanted something from me. And I'm like, okay, this is not working out. Like, you can't always ask for something, She was like, just mumbling some random stuff, and then she would intentionally, try to like bring one thing over and make Liam like it and be like, oh, you can't touch that thing, Liam, because that's not yours. Then why did you bring it over? Like, if you know he's also a small kid, why would you do that? Or like when I finished my work, there's this one time when she was like, can you please come inside my house? And it's like 11 p.m. I'm like, come inside my house. I'm like, my child is sleeping on my shoulder. Like, I need to go put him. Just put him in my couch. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. The moment you started disrespecting me, I understood. I was like, whatever, you're way older, I'll help you out. But the moment you started disrespecting my son's health and everything, I was like, no more. So then I told her, I'm not gonna help you. If you need help anymore, like, you're gonna have to start asking, not demanding. You can't just tell me what to do. So then I walked upstairs, and then next time couple times she kept calling me, and I didn't answer. I was like, I'm not answering your call, because every time you call, it's about something you need. You're always using me, Yeah, so then after a couple times, she stopped calling me, and I was like, okay, finally, I'm glad that this issue is done. Things are getting better. I'm just gonna mind my own business. So every time Ian's like, oh, can I go see that kid? I'm like, no, man. No, we're not gonna go see him, because things have not been the best. There was this one time when her son, I think, left a toy in my house, like a camera looking thing. And I was like, okay, here you go. I kept trying to give it back to her. She was like, no. Go find battery for it. Fix it. And I'm like, why would I find battery for you? Like, if your son wants a toy, you can go figure it out, find it yourself. And like, even like, she was asking me rides. I'm fine with giving rides, but like, you can't just demand it, right? So yeah, it was getting outrageous. There was this time where we also like planned a trip where we were supposed to be like, taking the kid to the beach a little far away, and like, we were supposed to share everything, and just like everyone split the bill and everything. She didn't pay for anything. She didn't pay for food. She didn't pay for gas. And this was way before I stopped talking to her. She didn't pay for anything. She just came along, and I'm like, you know, we were supposed to split the thing, and she was like, you no, I don't have money. Then why did you say you were gonna split? Like, I was just being used. I'm also a single mom. I'm trying to do my best to take care of my son. So if you can't afford to have a child, I really think you shouldn't be doing that, because if you don't have money, at least you should have told me that in advance. You wanted to come for the trip. We went together. We spent all the money. I spent more than I should, and you didn't even pay anything back. Like, of course, if that child needs something, if it's something small, then it's fine. But other than that, it's just too much. Okay. So then I started avoiding. I'm like, no, not doing this anymore. I'm gonna avoid my neighbors entirely. Then recently, just like a week, sorry, not 1 week, like a couple weeks ago, 2, 3 weeks ago, I met this Indian family. They're from my same province, they speak my same language and everything, and they have a kid who's 4 months old. So they were, the moment I was speaking my language to my son, they were like, oh, hi, I'm from the same place. They were talking, they were like, can you please help me with the job and stuff? And I said, can you give me a reference? And I'm like, I'm gonna look. Like, I don't know for a fact that I can help you, but I'm gonna look around for you. And if I find anything, I'll let you know. Like, I don't know you personally, so I can't give you a reference for. You could have killed 2 people, I don't know. I can't just refer you because I don't know you personally, right? Just because we speak the same language doesn't mean, I can back you up for everything, right? But I said I'll try. And he also was like, oh, where are you going now? Like, the dad of the child. And I said, I'm going to the gym. And he was like, oh, okay, where do you go for a gym? Blah, blah, blah. And all that talks, okay. That was that. And then another day when I'd seen them, they were like, oh, you should come over, whatever. Okay, so we have spoken a couple times, right? Those who have seen my video can see that, it's just me around the house, me and my son. And right now he's not with me. He's at the daycare, which is why I'm like using this opportunity to quickly take this video, because I don't want him to know about my drama or anything. I just want him to have a normal childhood where he doesn't really have to worry about my life situation. So yeah, so those people, they asked for help. I said I'll try. And then they asked me to come over, and I said, okay, whenever I can, I'll let you guys know if I can come over. And guess what happened? I get a call from my housing, and they were like, hi, how's it going? I know it's been a while. I'm sorry to call and bother you. And I'm like, no problem. Let me know what's happening. Like, is something wrong? And apparently, there were people downstairs who complained that we are very noisy upstairs. First of all, I'm not home from morning till almost 6-7 o'clock at night. Okay, so I'm not home all day. From Monday to Friday, all day I'm not home. After 7 o'clock, I'm up only for 3 hours, which is basically like, helping my son with, food, bath, story time. And by 8 o'clock, 8:30, my son's asleep too. So it's just me. If anything, I'll be doing dishes, just basic stuff, cleaning up the house, not even vacuuming. I don't even vacuum. I only vacuum on the weekends because I don't like to bother people. If anything, I'll be sweeping. Like, if there's any dust on the floor, I just sweep it off. But yeah, vacuuming, I only do it on the weekends because, morning time on a weekend is so much easier than an evening time. So yeah, it was just very, very irritating, because I'm like trying my best to do everything, to take care of a child, to take care of my house, to go to the gym, to go to the work, trying to do everything, balance everything. And these people had the audacity to ask me for a reference, had the audacity to ask me about everything else. But if they had a small issue with me, they should have told me directly, right? So my housing was like, I know we have never had any issue with you, and I know this is not the Tanvi that we know. uh, it's just a formality. We have to ask you if there was anything unusual this week. And I'm like, no, I do the same thing that I always do. I have never done anything unusual. I'm not partying all night. I'm not playing loud music. I don't even have time to watch TV, you know. So that's my life. And they were like, yeah, we know that, but it's just we had to ask you formally. That's all. It's not like a big deal. But that kind of just drove me so upset, because now every time I'm even walking around the house, I'm like, oh, are they going to complain because I walked in my house? Like, it's so irritating, because you're just trying to do your best and people just want to drag you down. Let everything slide. Do you know what's the part that pissed me off the most? So, after they complained and everything, I was dry. I had to go out somewhere, and this guy comes up to me like, "Where are you going? Are you going to the gym? Are you going to the work?" I said no. Like, I was just mad. I just said no. I'm like, I'm not creating any chaos with neighbors. Like, I even looked for jobs for this person, like for this guy. I was like, oh, they have a kid. I had some empathy, because I've also had a kid. I was looking for jobs, and a couple of my friends helped me. So I even asked people, hey, if you know anything, please let me know. So I even tried to help these people to find a job because of the kid. I even looked for daycares in case they would take some daycare, in case the work hour, and his wife is a student right now, if that would benefit them. I even looked, which I shouldn't have. I put all those effort, and all these people did in return was backstab me, calling my housing that I've been living for 4 years to tell them, oh yeah, no, she's so lousy. They know I'm not. Like, I'm not I don't even smoke. I don't even drink. I just mind my own business. And they call and they said stuff like that. So yeah, I was really upset. And like, it kind of affected me, because I'm like, now everything I'm doing around this house is going to be a problem. Every time I walk, it's a problem. Every time I talk, it's a problem. But you know what? I don't care anymore. If they affected, let them affect. If I'm too loud for them, they can move out. Like, why should I put in all the effort in keeping them happy? I'm just walking. First of all, the house is in Canada. Look at this. I'm just knocking. It is very sensitive. It's made out of, I think, wood. It's not like Indian houses where it's made out of brick and stuff. So if I'm talking in this room, people in that apartment can hear me, probably. If it's nighttime and it's quiet, they can hear what I'm talking, because I can hear what they're talking. So no matter how light or I walk or talk, they're gonna hear it. They're probably hearing me now, because they're living right downstairs. Because first I didn't realize who complained. I'm like, what the heck? Who's these new people who moved in? Who's complaining? Like, I didn't know their house number, because I never asked. I know they were in the second floor, but I never asked which house they were in. So they could talk my language, they could talk English, and they still chose not to tell me, not to ask me to go through my housing. So yeah, after I realized it was them, I was like, you know what? You guys don't deserve any help, and if you guys don't get your residency and have to go back, good for you, because you guys don't know how to respect people. Because I even tried to help you. And this is why I would rather be a bad person and not help people anymore, because every time I'm trying to help, all it happens is become a problem. So yeah, because most of my vlogs are like, my daily vlog, right? So it'd be around the house where I'm like, good morning, blah, 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 where I'm waking up, cooking food, cleaning up, doing the dishes, doing the laundry. Even Leon, he's not even home. But when he's home, he's only playing for a little bit, and he's not like jumping the apartment 24/7. He's just playing, dancing, that's all. It's not even like that bad. Like, I'm serious. Like, if you guys want to complain, you can complain. And if you guys are viewing this vlog, I hope you do, because like, you guys are jerks and you guys need help. Like, if you guys ever try to talk to me again, I feel like I'm gonna say something I shouldn't, because I know you guys know I'm a vlogger, and that's why you guys were trying to get to know me, and probably they even wanted to be part of my vlog. But when they realize I don't want to give my reference, I don't want to help them with finding a job, or I don't want to go over to their house. They probably were like, oh yeah, she's a vlogger, so she has that attitude. Let's show her something what we can do. But no, you know what? I'm gonna do what I'm doing, and if I have to walk around the house for whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna be doing that. And if I have to vacuum around the house, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm tired of living based on what other people's expectation is. As long as my housing has no issue with what I'm doing, I don't care. I even asked my housing, so am I not allowed to walk around my house even at middle of the night? They was like, yeah, you can. Apparently they complained I'm making so much noise and playing loud music. I'm not even awake after a certain time, and if I play loud music, which means I'll wake my son up, which why would I do that? you know they were just, what do you say, backstabbers. That's what it is. That's what I kept saying. Like, it's very draining to be in Canada by yourself, a country which is not yours, trying to meet all needs, and then people like this come and backstab you. So yeah, if they're going to talk to me again, I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be as rude as I can, and I'm not going to even regret it. I don't care if you have a kid. If your kid has issues sleeping with me stumping around, good luck with that. Find another appointment. Move out. End of story. Because why would I change what I'm doing because they were jealous or they were mad at me that I didn't help them with finding a job? Like, I'm not a job recruiter. Like, so this is what really happened. So now on, I'm going to be posting all vlogs every day as much as I can. And if they have issue, good luck with them. Anyways, that's what has been happening around, and I really want to apologize one more time for not being posting. And I really didn't want to talk about this, but it was just bothering me to a point where I was like, I have to mention what happened because I left everyone with no explanation, right? So, but one thing good out of this is my Teddy Blake bag. I'm still in love with this. I received it a couple days ago, and I just love it. Like, I love how spacious it is. Like, oh, I am so glad that they contacted me because this makes me look so professional, especially when I take it to work. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen my bag. I have like a an animated bag, but this one is like my favorite. I just love it. Like, this is so luxurious. I just love it. I would definitely would like to give someone like this. And yeah, so if you guys like my vlog, do like, share, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye bye now.